One thing that I'm trying to say is I'm not trying to throw shade. But my biggest thing is recently, or most recently, one, I consider myself a chef and or a creative person who will find the things you need to get the things you want so that you can have what you really want. And this one happens to be along the lines of coffee. Now, my biggest thing is you go to these shops, you go to these places, and you purchase the coffee. Now, they're great quality for a little while, up until they make it where it's mediocre. Now, is it the employee that's just not following the instructions on the preparations of the things? But one of my biggest disappointments is going to these coffee shops and buying a $6 to $7 coffee the way I want it, and not to say like the way I want it, but the way I purchased it when I purchased it that 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, and on the fourth day is garbage. And when I end up having it like too many days in a row where it's not so great, I end up just making it myself. So that's just kind of been the latest thing. And I want to treat myself. I do. I want to treat myself because there's times you just want to feel fancy just a little bit on that outside scope of like somebody able to serve you a coffee. Like you, if I don't know if anyone else looks at it like that, but I do. And it's not like I'm just picking up a cup of coffee. No, I'm going somewhere where someone is making my cup of coffee and I'm hoping that they're either following some recipe or making it with love. I know that like the smaller businesses put a little bit more love into it, or they have like a specific recipe so there's like less people able to mess it up. But most recently, I went to one of these places and I was like so disappointed because I ordered a this and a that. And then something sometimes I look, this is my personal opinion. Is it correct? I'm not sure, but it's my opinion. Sometimes, I'm sorry, tipping isn't always required. You're not always going to stay in the location as to where you're going to drink the drink. Normally, tipping is like something that you do for the people who are serving you. But sometimes when you go to these coffee places, they're making your coffee to go. And because you don't provide a tip, they give you rinky dinky coffee service. And so then your coffee comes out garbage. And now you're disappointed. You went somewhere to have something. And that's not to say that you have to have means or always tip. Especially if you're not eating in the location that where you're having it. So if I go buy my coffee, I'm not going to stay in the business and take up your space and you have to go clean up behind me because I spilled a few drops of coffee on the coffee table. That doesn't mean I'm not going to clean up after myself, but I'm just saying. Not all things are required a tip. It's nice. I'm not going to say it's not, and I'm not going to say that I don't tip when I don't, when I do. Because I do tip, especially if I got like that A1 service of like, hey, you want this, you want that, water, blah, this, that. Oh yeah. And then even that calculates the percentage. But I'm going a little left. So saying this to say, I'm the master coffee maker here in my house, next to my husband, who actually has very much improved in the coffee makings. We do the Nescafe once in a while, or for like during the week. On the weekends, we have like this special coffee that we use. It tastes so delicious. Every now and again, we'd go somewhere and get our special little something. But like most recently, it's just like it didn't have any coffee. Like it didn't taste like I bought something. It was a mocha. I have mochas all the time. And the mocha didn't have any coffee. It tasted like just hot chocolate. And being the person that I am, and my husband saying, no, it's fine. We just paid so and so amount for this much. I'm just gonna let it pass for now because you're asking me not to say anything. Because at the end of the day, it's a service that you just paid for. Now, you don't want to spend no $7, $8 on something and get like mediocre beverage that you don't even like. Your flavor buds are not happy. And that's the most important thing. So I ended up adding like the decaf Nescafe, because just in case if it did have coffee, I didn't want to be like extra wired. And then I gave him a sip of it and he was like, yeah, they didn't put coffee in our mochas. Disappointment. And so when that happens, I tell myself, you know what? We're just going to make it at home. For what? Like, we could spend a few cents, at most $1, for the whipped creams, the cinnamons, all you can pour, you know. Because I am a cinnamon head, you know, I love it. I love it. I can't say that I don't. I have my coffee every day. And when I do, I always put that little on top. And bam, it's delicious. So my next question is, what do you do if you're at the end of this point, looking at the end of the video? Are you like me, rebelling against all the nonsense that's happening? Like, follow the recipe or I don't want it. And next time I'll just return it. But that day I was being a little bit more like, okay, fine, you don't want me to say nothing, but we're just not gonna go next time. And this isn't just one place. This is like different coffee places that I go to occasionally, here or there or that. And so it's like, it's not giving delicious. It's not giving, I want this. It's not giving the experience that I want to experience, that I always experience, that now is an occasional, random, luck of the draw experience. All right. Have a wonderful day. Just wanted to share that random thought. And maybe you're thinking about it too. And it's something that has been really just going through your mind. Like, I just paid $8, which I could have bought I don't know how many things with, even though the dollar isn't buying that many things right now. But still, you got to be creative. I'm going to share one of my recipes that I feel like is one of the most delicious ones. And you can't ever go wrong. Is it the best ingredients? Maybe not, but it's delicious. And this one is one that I'm going to put a little picture here. You can grab your Nescafe or whatever coffee you want. And you can put your Nesquik, 2 scoops, at most, maybe 3, depending on how big a coffee you got. This here is your either milk or creamer, whichever one, if you want hot or cold, but you got to make sure it's hot. I just want to add in here that I just noticed it's all Nestle's products. Then after you've made it hot, then you add the ice to make it cold. Because why is it that cold coffee is so delicious? Because it is. I don't care what anybody says, and I know that I get all these kind of side eyes, especially from my husband, because ain't never had iced coffee. But you're in a hot place, but ain't never had iced coffee, because that's just not how it is. And there's some theories behind that, but you know, just saying. I love iced coffee all day, every day. It don't matter what. It's the best. And I have like another theory behind it, which I'll tell you in just a second. My theory is that if you drink hot coffee, the chances of staining your teeth are definitely greater. So there you go. My opinion. Sharing a little recipe, something you can make, something super easy, and it costs you at most $1 or less, depending on which type of ingredients you use and how, you know, which type of ingredients you use. Because sometimes it's on sale and sometimes it's not. All right, talk to you later. Bye.